Alright guys, welcome back. Today I want to take a look with you at the OCG BANLIST, the new OCG BANLIST. Obviously I'm a bit late, but I wanted to take a look at this because obviously the OCG BANLIST is always the closest thing to what we will get here in Master Duel, because if you don't know that, Master Duel is basically adhering to the OCG when it comes to the release cycle, and then also to the limitations. They kind of follow the same rhythm, and then the TCG does it a bit differently. That doesn't mean that we don't have some changes that are basically TCG changes, but most of the time we have some OCG ones, even though the meta obviously in the OCG at the moment is a bit different. We have a newly unlimited glow up bulb from 1 to 3. I am not. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send the top card of your deck to the graveyard, and if you do special summon this card. I'm not even sure why this was even not in the game. I guess, I guess this was banned a long time ago. You guys can let me know in the comments if you know what this was for. It's an ultra rare actually. Then we have Ip, the World Chalice Justica, obviously also a card that has been on the ban list for a long time. Still TCG at 1. It is forbidden in Master Duel. Okay, it is forbidden in Master Duel. Guys, once again, let me know, why is this forbidden in Master Duel? For this card, Synchro Summon, you can treat one World Chalice monster you control as a tuner. If this card is Synchro Summon, you can add one World Legacy card from your deck to your hand. If this Synchro Summon card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can special summon one World Chalice monster from your deck or graveyard. I mean, this is actually quite strong, but doesn't seem to be totally crazy, but I guess there was a reason. We have Thunder Dragon Colossus going from 1 to 3. Obviously, we have seen also in the TCG where this thing came back from the ban list that it didn't really amount to anything. In TCG, it went back to 1, didn't really change. So having it back at 3, I think does not make the biggest difference. Correct me if I'm wrong, all you Thunder Dragon enjoyers. Maybe it's super important to have this at 3 in the deck, and it really does make a difference. I don't know. We have Platterfan, Orphis, Scorpio, a Predator card that was at 1. Interesting. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one monster from your hand to the graveyard, special summon one Predator monster from your deck, except this one. Okay, so it's basically like a reinforcement of the army with special summon and a discard kind of card. Okay, we have Time Seal, which is forbidden in Master Duel in TCG at 1, and it was in OCG also at 1. Going to 3, skip the draw phase of your opponent's next turn. Skip the draw phase, so basically -1. Okay, but not quite sure why this was even on the list. Why would I want to invest a card just that my opponent gets 1 card less? Then it's basically a ±0, right? Okay, I'm not quite sure. Maybe there were some crazy combos that were enabled by this, but obviously if a card is at 1, for example, in the TCG and not being used, then it's pretty sure that you can also put it at 3. And now I guess comes the more interesting stuff. Newly semi-limited, a Blaster Dragon Ruler of Infernos. This is something we have seen for a long time now in Master Duel TCG and the OCG, that the Dragon Ruler cards come back, and I think they definitely can. It's way too late for them to be impactful. I guess you can unlimit everything that is Dragon Ruler and it would not change something here. This is just too old, too power crapped at this point to really make an impact. We have Redox, another Dragon Ruler, Tidal, another one, and then Tempest, everything going from 1 to 2. I think Tidal is the best one just because of the water typing, if I'm correct. This is at least what I've heard. We have Spyro Quick Quicks from 1 to 2. This was, we had this, or there was this meta with Spyro being like the top tier 0 meta contender. I think this was not for long. This deck was quite instantly hit basically, and now we are slowly releasing all the Spyro cards. I think I like this, though I'm not quite sure why we are waiting this long to release cards that will not do anything, like the Dragon Ruler stuff here. We have this at 1 and didn't change anything, and maybe it's like testing it at 2, then testing it at 3, and I don't know. I guess it's can't you just predict that the bringing stuff back from the forbidden list with archetypes that are that old will probably not change anything? I don't know. I guess if you would unlimit all the Spiral cards, this might be something, but then again, not quite sure. Then there's an interesting one. We have Bonfire from 3 to 2, and this is what I was talking about when talking about that we basically follow the OCG, because you can see what happened here with us. We have talked over this. If you have not seen the video, it's in the top right corner. Our Bonfire is also going from 3 to 2, so this is what I'm talking about. OCG basically looking at the TCG, at the Master Duel, or Master Duel looking at the OCG, and they kind of fit together when it comes to what they are trying to hit on the ban list, or how they are trying to basically hit things on the ban list. In the TCG, for example, with Snake Eyes, we went a different route. We went Forbidden Boreal Savage Dragon and then Forbidden Baron de Fleur, so a more like an indirect route, taking pieces away. And here in the OCG as well, in the Master, as well as in Master Rule with us here, we are seeing these consistency hits here with the Snake Eye Ash, the not the Diabelza, but the Wanted. The Wanted is also at 1 in the OCG, I think, as well as the Snake Eye Ash. Same as with us in Master Rule. So yeah, there you can see that OCG is basically Master Rule when it comes to the Forbidden and Limited list. We have newly limited Performer Pile Plush Fire. I know that this, back in the day when the big Pendulum Performer Pile deck was around, was a very important one. As I'm not the biggest Pendulum guy, I can't even tell you why this is big. If a performance monster you control is a super battle, as was the Pendulum effect or card effect, you can special summon this card from your Pendulum zone. Okay, nice, free body, that's nice, I guess. And you can obviously control this destruction type effect, and then if this card is on the field, it's destroyed by battle or card effect, which once again you can control. You can special summon one performance monster from your hand or deck. Okay, this is actually quite nice, giving you a lot of bonus. You destroy this and then you destroy something else, and then you can summon this, and then if you destroy this, you can summon something from the deck, which summoning something from the deck is always very, very strong. Performage Plushfire will be receiving its previous announced errata. The monster effect will now be a hard once per turn. Oh, it's not a hard once per turn. Ah, okay. This is crazy, actually. Bringing this back and then summoning something from the deck, this is actually crazy. We have Magic Spectre Unicorn Kirin going from 0 to 1. I guess this does nothing. We have tested this out in the TCG with the new Magic Spectre support, and this has not brought the deck back into any like important territory. We can also see, once again, OCG ban list being like the Master Rule ban list, Magic Spectre Unicorn Kirin going from 0 to 3. I think this also will do nothing for us in Master Rule. By the way, I think with this being the next ban list, we can expect the new Magic Spectre support to come in the next pack. This would be my guess, honestly, because why would you put this to 3 otherwise, right? Normally this always makes sense. The hits they do make sense with whatever comes on the ban list next, either by banishing something that is too strong if the deck comes out, or by bringing support pieces back that an archetype needs that gets new support. These are the 2 routes normally. We have Beatrice, Lady of the Eternal, going from 3 to 1. Interesting here, we can quickly take a look at Rod of the King. The reason for this is that we are using this with the let's see, maybe we won't even see this, but we can take a look. We are using this with the Fiendsmith stuff, of course. Fiendsmith, basically the new Wanted, the new Diabelza, if you want to call it this. You can see there's the Jubel stuff. If you have not seen the leaks, we get the new Jubel stuff also, not the Fiendsmith stuff though. And we can see there's a Beatrice here. There's 1 Beatrice in here, and then there's Fiendsmith Jubel, 1 Beatrice in here. Fiendsmith Jubel, once again, 1 Beatrice in here. Isn't there like a... Isn't there like... Oh, yeah, 2. Okay, there are 2 Beatrices here in Horus Fiendsmith tier elements. Is there no Snake Eyes Fiendsmith? This is what I wanted to also take a look at, honestly. We will quickly check out this one here. There must be some, right? We have Temper Dragon, Fiendsmith Snake Eyes, yeah, and they are also playing 1 Beatrice. Okay, because this is what I was thinking about. I was wondering, because why are we putting this to 1? Because all of the decks that are the most dominant ones only play this at 1, so this changes nothing, basically. This is supposed to be a hit at these decks here, but doesn't really work. You can obviously make the Beatrice with your Fiendsmith and another Fiendsmith, 2 level 6s, and then you can dump your Snake Eye Ash into the graveyard, which is at 2 actually in the OCG, okay? And then, when this thing is in the graveyard, you can revive it with the Promethean Princess, thereby your Fiendsmith engine gives you access to your Snake Eyes engine. This is obviously very nice, and with the Jubel stuff, it works kind of like the same. You can send... What could you send there? I think there's a Jubel card that you can send in the graveyard with the Beatrice that would then access your Jubel line here. We have SP Little Knight from 2 to 1. Oh, okay, the Little Knight from 2 to 1. Interesting, yeah. We have it at 3 in the TCG, at 3 in Master Duel, and they are putting it at 1. There are obviously not a lot of decks, and you can also see this here that are using 2 Little Knights. This is actually, I don't know if this ever came up besides in Rescue Ace, where you were playing 2 Little Knights. I guess this is a hit to Rescue Ace. Otherwise, you can see most decks are playing 1 Little Knight. So this, once again, does not really change anything. Will be interesting to see whether we will see see this card on the Forbidden List someday. I hope not, because I personally think this is a very fair card. It is a very good card, but it is very good. It's a fair and good design card. Let me know in the comments what you think of the Little Knight. By the way, guys, if you like and enjoy my videos, then please consider subscribing and hitting the thumbs up. That would be great. So yeah, I think the Little Knight is a very nice card. Hopefully we keep this in the game. It's okay if this is at 1, in my opinion, because it is a strong card, but hitting this to the Forbidden List would be a shame. A very nicely designed card, very fair. We have Snake Ash from 2 to 1 AHA, and there we are basically confirming or basically yeah, once again matching up the ban lists. We have it at 1 here in Master Duel, so OCG also takes it at 1, and you can see TCG has it at 3, so OCG ban list, Master Duel ban list, it's just the same. We have number 40, Gimmick Puppet of Strings. Not quite sure. I guess this one enables, so you saw, I think we had one Gimmick Puppet, or where were the Gimmick Puppets? It was in this one actually, right? Gimmick Puppet has the ability, I think, to OTK or FTK the opponent, so first turn kill on their first turn. Okay, wasn't there a Gimmick Puppet somewhere here? I don't know. Not the most relevant deck in the OCG, it seems, but we are hitting the Puppet of Strings from 3 to 1, I guess, just to prevent the FTK. This is what I'm guessing. And then the most interesting one, I guess, is Sung Summoning, the 10 per hit from 3 to 1, and once again you can see what the OCG likes to do. OCG likes to hit consistency, and TCG likes to hit surrounding support cards. Sung Summoning from 3 to 1 is definitely a hit, because then you will open it less often, but then again, you have a lot of starters in your deck. Obviously, this takes away your ability to just randomly also open the Sung Summoning on your hand, and then having the main phase protection from all your Fire Dragons, right? This is what this changes. And obviously, this is a hit. This will make the deck weaker, but having one Sung Summoning that you can search with your Pydra is still okay, so not the biggest hit, but definitely the deck will feel that, because you will less often just randomly open a Sung Summoning in your hand. We have Summon Level from 3 to 1, and this is basically all with, oh, okay, not. Once again, we can see Summon Limit here. We also had Summon Limit here. We also have Kaiser Colosseum, and we have the Catapult Turtle for whatever reason. I'm not quite sure what are we using this for. Why is this on the Forbidden List? So, what is there something coming in the OCG that can use the Catapult Turtle, and is there something that we will also get in Master Duel in the next pack that can use the Catapult Turtle? I'm not quite sure why we are doing this. Maybe the people are just lazy, because this is just the same. This is just the same. Just like a copy. I'm not quite sure why we are doing this, honestly. This was the 2 Kaiser Colosseum. Interesting. Let me know, guys, if you know what's up with the Catapult Turtle. Very, very strange, but interesting list here, I think, given the fact that the fire is still very strong over there, but now kind of changing over to the Jubel stuff also. Once again, very soft fire hits. They want to keep the deck around. It seems it has a very long lifespan, so if you have invested in the fire deck in the OCG, TCG, or Master Duel, then good for you. This was like a worthwhile investment. But yeah, this is the list. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'm very, very interested in seeing whether we will get the Magic Spectre cards as I predicted, and very interested in seeing why we got the Catapult Turtle from 3 to 0. What is coming that is so dangerous? I'm not quite sure. Guys, thanks for being here, and we will see each other in the next one.